And welcome to the Hart and Simmons Coaches Show. I'm Al Pickett as we talk to head coach Jesse Burleson. The Cowboys coming off, of course, a 90-7 win last week over North American. The second highest scoring game in school history. Everything you did went well, didn't it?
It did. Whenever you can, when you can draw up the first play and it scores on the first one, and then you score on the first play of the second half, and
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
I don't think we've ever done that. So it was just kind of everything kind of fell in line.
One of the highlights to me that I didn't know was coming, and I don't think you knew was coming, was the video at the end celebrating your 100th victory. How cool was that?
It was, honestly, it's pretty amazing. If I would have known about it, I would have shut it down, and we would have definitely not done that. But the boss that lives at my house that I go home to every night, she decided that's what we needed to do, and I'm really glad she did because there was a lot of really cool things that happened Saturday and just seeing those faces and those players and seeing my oldest daughter up there right off the bat, it was pretty amazing.
For me, it was kind of a trip down memory lane. Some of the names I'd kind of forgotten about.
Yeah, a couple of them I expected up there, and some of them I didn't. And man, it was just great. And there was a couple of guys that were at the game that I had no idea they were there, and just getting to see them and. Man, it just it brought back a ton of memories and good feelings, and it was a great day.
Kyle Brown throws 4 touchdown passes. Noah Garcia runs for 3 touchdowns. Braylon Henry runs for a pair touchdowns. Damian Gomes you put in as a running back. He scores on a 65-yard run and then has a 90-yard kickoff return. Brant Potek, a freshman, picks up a fumble, scoop and score. I mean, just literally so many people had such a huge hand in that game.
They did, man. It was crazy. Damian touched the ball twice and scored 2 touchdowns. So who are the idiots? The coaches are the idiots for not giving that young man the ball more. So, but I tell you what was really, I think one of the really coolest things was as we go back and we look through the big plays in the game, how many freshmen are contributing that we didn't necessarily plan on. I mean, you love it whenever you have that, but we felt like we had a lot of veterans on both sides of the ball that we weren't really dependent on many, and there's just a ton of those guys that are contributing, especially on the D line. And so it was pretty neat to watch that back after seeing it live, but getting to watch it on film, it was even better.
Next up, Endicott. They're ranked number 9. You're ranked number 7 in the American Football Coaches Association poll. I cannot remember, except for Mary Hardin-Baylor coming in, where you've had 2 top 10 teams, you and somebody else, playing here at Shelton Stadium. Has that happened before in your time?
If it has, I can't remember who it was. We've done it on the road a couple of times, but not necessarily here. So this is going to be a pretty awesome opportunity for us.
Endicott beat you last year up in Massachusetts. They're in Beverly, Massachusetts. They made the playoffs just like you did, lost in the first round just like you did. They lost to Cortland when they had a pass knocked down in the end zone on the last play. And Cortland goes on to win the national championship. So obviously this is a good Endicott team.
Yeah, very good team. I mean, I think that there's probably a lot of similarities in the two programs. I would say they very, very well-disciplined team, and they play really hard and got good players across the board.
They tell me that they really their bell cow is their defense.
Yeah, definitely. They have they've got a very good system in what they do, and got some really good players. They've got 2 defensive ends that are 2 of the best that we've seen for sure, and they're just sound, they're solid, and they play really hard.
What are keys for the Cowboys?
We just got to be us. We got to go do the things that we're capable of doing, and you look back to last year, and obviously a completely different situation, completely different team, but you learn from those things, and it was just a perfect storm, and we got our butts kicked. That's really what it came down to, and this year we get to turn the page, and different team, and they've got a different team as well. They've got a lot of returners just like we do, and so I'm expecting a really good matchup.
You talked about the perfect storm, but your quarterback Galen Glenn and your middle linebacker Matt Mitchell, who are now both on your staff, were injured really early in that game.
Yeah, Matt didn't even make the trip with us. So
that's right.
He had appendicitis and
right.
and had to stay back. And then Galen gets hurt early, and then Cade Mickna gets hurt early. I mean, it was just it was a crazy night, and we did not respond very well to it. But we've learned a lot from that, and been able to be better moving forward.
Final question is, you look forward, you've had three pretty easy wins. I know Endicott had three easy wins in a close game last week, but now you look at the schedule, there doesn't look to be any easies. It gets much tougher from here on out, doesn't
Sure,
it?
yeah. I mean, it's we're starting the gauntlet. That's what we said. But I think elite teams is what they want. This is what they crave. They want to play great competition week in and week out, and we're definitely going to get the opportunity to do that.
How important in the national eyes and the pollsters and the committees is this game since you're playing a top 10 team?
I bet it's huge in their eyes, considering the majority of them are in the Northeast as well, and so there'll be a lot of eyes on it. But the big thing is we just gotta control what we can control. But I bet that they're going to be keeping a close eye on it.
It ought to be a great one, Coach. Good luck.
Thanks, Al. Appreciate it.
Jesse Burleson, that's the Hardin Simmons Coaches Show. Back with more in just a moment.